Okay, making sure I got everything. Great. his friends. Hey there, FuzzyCow.
Hey, Dry Oasis.
Alright, hold on a moment. I'm just going to take care of something on my end.
Yep.
I
Thank you very much.
I have yet to put the game up. Hold on.
So today we went to the grocery store, and there was a pretty good deal on
Oh,
Tostitos pizza roll. So that's in my future for sure. So last time in this game, what did we do? We found out that Lana Sky is
Lana.
Lana. Sorry, thank you.
Yep.
Lana Sky is the perpetrator.
She's the suspect, right?
Thank you. And she's suspected of stabbing a man in his stomach, a detective, no less, and shoving him into the trunk of our rival Miles Edgeworth's car.
Right. And and she not only stabbed the guy with, and then she not only stabbed the guy, but stabbed the guy with Miles Edgeworth's knife in his trunk. I mean, wait, with Miles Edgeworth's knife, and then stashed it in his trunk.
And this is especially suspect because Miles Edgeworth is just getting off a murder trial himself. He did not commit the murder, but rumors do fly.
Right, and what else is there? We have a witness who we're currently on the we're currently on the witness. Angel Starr, no relationship to Ringo Starr, the drummer of the Beatles fame, and we're kind of questioning her logic of why, if Lana was the killer, why didn't she think about running away, or why was she still in the parking lot? And
because there's a 5-minute gap between Angel witnessing the murder and apprehending Lana for said murder, right?
Right.
And the biggest resistance that Lana put up was that she threw an oil barrel at Angel.
Right.
That's the entirety of the resistance. Now, Lana was witnessed as saying the word muffler. Now, whether that was a muffler with connection to clothing or muffler with connection to something else, a car perhaps, it is unknown at this time.
Yeah, there's still quite a amount of mysteries going on here, but before I forget to say anything else, this is Dry Oasis, and I'm your host, and these are my two co-hosts as usual, Kirby and Snorlax. Say hello, Kirby and Snorlax. Hi-ho! And always joining me for this Phoenix Wright gameplay and all of that is my friend FuzzyCow. Say hello once again, FuzzyCow. I did not do the intro yet.
Thank you for hearing me meander about our case. Sorry, it was early.
No problem. No problem.
Right,
at least
would you be able to share your screen with me?
Oh, right. Hold on.
Thank you.
I kind of forgot that.
No, I get it. I'm putting you in a bind. I was a little late today, so...
No problem. Oh. Right.
Perfect.
All right. I got an idea. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. That. I want to see here. maybe OBS can help? No, I don't think that OBS can help. It has to be from... Sorry about that. Oh. Can you see it on your end?
I can, yes.
Alright. Hopefully that's good enough. Again, hopefully. Just tell me if anything's going on your end.
Nope, looks good.
Alright. Well.
Alright, so we can jump into it?
Yep, anytime you're ready.
Alright. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth is the next witness. Ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated the witness on her account of professional history.
We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. Also, this is Emma Skye, Lana Skye's sister / scientific investigator in training. Sort of like Maya Fey, but with science.
That's right.
Do you think she can blind me with science? She blinded me with science! Oh gosh darn you, Thomas Dolby. Anyways.
Having fun? What is that? That's an 80s song, right?
Yep, Thomas. Yep, she blinded me. She blinded me with science by Thomas Dolby. Yep.
That's a poem.
Yep, that's the song, alright.
Alright.
And Lana Skye is also the chief prosecutor of this district. Poor Miles, though, having to suspect his superior. There we are.
Superior.
That
A lot of
was
dynamics going on.
Yeah, this is one of the richest things. That was too close. We were almost an Emma sandwich.
I'm afraid that the cough-up queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Oh, if you're wondering why we didn't pick up after the judge says this, well...
Hold it. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered a Squidwheels, right?
That's the one she tried to foist off onto me.
I prefer not to take defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What? What was this?
Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes?
My apologies. We have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
Oh, right. Angel Starr is a current lunch lady, former detective.
Is this your jumbo lunchbox?
Say, that's a lot of lunchboxes.
Whoa, a triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness's determination, I will allow one more testimony.
The guy really likes his lunch.
Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed.
What's she going to pull out of her lunchbox this time? Decisive evidence.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe, I did not bring this up. Two types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other's blood type matched that of the defendant, Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on the shoe? Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. Objection. Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Well, as I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
Dang! How many boyfriends does this woman have?
We're up to 5 at this point. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? You must know that 2 rules of evidence law.
Okay, for those wondering, after this is probably the first time and the only time that this kind of law will ever be brought up in this series ever.
Rule number 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
Even though we've shown plenty of evidence before without their approval.
In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence. At least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by members of the forensics department. And as you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can't produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Can produce official evidence.
Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You could at least study some evidence law, really. I would like to, but the fact that we don't go over this at any other case is just fine by me.
The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against your witness. Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Victim shoe, white enamel shoe. Bears traces of blood from Goodman and Lana Sky.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Decisive evidence.
So, the thing that's weird to me is that...
Oh, let's check this out first.
Yep.
This blood it's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the scene time of the crime. Poor sis. Huh? What in the world? That's interesting. Ah! There's blood here too! On the sole of the shoe. It's got to be the victim's. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible. blood might be an important clue.
Sorry, that's the victim's shoe, or is that Lana's shoe?
This is the victim's shoe. I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's the victim's shoe.
That's complicated.
Yeah, it's a weird location. Anyways, we got to press on something, but what should we press on?
So I'm developing a theory that I'd like to talk to you about. I don't know if it applies to this specific thing, but I believe that Detective Goodman was stabbed not at this location, and that Lana maybe found him later and took out the knife, and that's what Angel saw. Because the blood that the victim had was on his bottom of his shoe, implying that he walked around a little bit, right?
Could be.
So let's see if there's anything in this testimony that allows that theory to drive a wedge in their testimony.
All right.
Can you go to the next one, please? Nope, not this one. Okay, it's fine. And we're going to the next one. Okay, and the next one. That's it. I don't think that that's necessarily true. Could we...
Let's get more details out of her. We can't let this evidence go through without a fight.
You ordered the peppered fish guts, right?
Ew.
Some like it hot, Mr. Wright.
Oh, like that Marilyn Monroe movie? Maybe.
Some like your client, though it's enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? Problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There is a problem.
There is a problem.
If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there is one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I give you a peppered fish gut now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence.
Alright, so... Of course we have no problem with that. But... Do you remember the crime scene in general?
The crime scene in general was that the victim was in the car, right?
Right.
If the victim is in the car, then he would not have stepped on anything.
Alright.
And so I think this sole of the shoe is the important bit.
Alright. Take that! I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood at the bottom of the shoe. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood at the bottom of his shoe?
I wonder... Do we have anything that says there could have not been blood on the floor in the victim's... where the victim was killed? If only we had proof of that.
Do we have her photo?
Ah.
Yeah, this photo
Ta-da!
right here. There's no blood at the base of this car.
Yep. There's no blood over there at all. Take that! The problem lies in the footprint.
Footprint?
Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't there any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime?
Uh-huh.
As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe.
Objection! This picture not only shows part of the floor, so there could have been blood footprints.
Objection! Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sorts.
Order! 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 Well, witness. What? Huh?
Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of a footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh.
That's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions. What?
Hold it. I see. Now I get it.
Oh boy. I think we forgot something interesting here. Get what?
Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint to the truth in her testimony.
Oh boy, I think we all forgot something in one of her last testimonies.
What? What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hand aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr.
Oh boy.
I thought that was a strange thing for the normally cool-headed chief to do.
No kidding.
Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently, you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness? Well, was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water.
Oh boy. Water? What does that mean?
Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes. The suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her.
Yarg! Warg! Rebel, rebel, rebel!
That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoe tie quite clearly to this murder. Then after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Why, that's actually a prosecutor's specialty. Erasing evidence.
That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Didn't she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something, please! What? What can I do? Her sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But...
Enough. There's no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor? Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water.
The court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it. Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well, I thought you had your fill, but they're demanding a second helping? Another lunchbox? A lunchbox called evidence? Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. Objection! Objection. The time for deliberation is past. Any further comments and you will be held with contempt of the court. Your threats don't scare me, the cough-up queen. Look at this.
Oh wow, that is definitely...
A photograph. A photograph? I had it in case anyone said the gal had I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no reason for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait! Look at the asphalt in this photo! Hey, it's clearly wet!
Erasing the last trace of doubt from the evidence or from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyways. I'm sorry, Mia. Huh?
Right. Wet or not? Don't be so quick to throw in the towel.
Huh?
Get yourself off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well. This time, I'd like to declare a verdict for the good.
Objection! Your Honor, wait!
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, it can wait.
No, it cannot. No, it can't. Then it will be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration.
So, right. Are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence?
Yeah, and I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, we should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem with the photograph.
Do you see something strange about this?
I'm looking at the tailpipe, and the tailpipe is weird.
You mean the... whatever it is?
Yeah, it looks like there's liquid coming from the tailpipe.
The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler.
Not muffler.
Muffler.
Can you pick the piece? Have you picked up the piece yet?
I have not.
You brought up a similar word later. A few...
So Angel Star mentioned that Lana said the word muffler while she was on the phone, or muffler.
Muffler.
And so the muffler is important.
Yep.
I've never referred to the tailpiece of a car as a muffler, but okay. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. I see. What's that suspicious cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there is something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection! Sorry, Miss Star, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony.
What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to this case.
But,
Yes.
Take that! Miss Star, recall your testimony for the court.
Ah, yes. When I was arrested, she mentioned the muffler.
When she was arrested? Don't you mean when Angel arrested Lana Sky? Sorry about that.
Thank you for the correction. When I arrested her. That's what had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler. Ah, yeah!
Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? If so, that means this piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Ah. Wah! Well, it seems we have a suspending the proceedings. Suspended? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we will do a disservice to the law. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. The verdict will wait until after we have seen all of the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so.
Whew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now.
Court will adjourn for 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all.
He's still hungry?
To be continued.
Right? This is trial. It was once trial former, and now it is trial latter.
February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you pedal, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turned this trial around, right? Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hold on, partner. Well, this man here to save the day. Maybe it's Jake Marshall with one of the best themes of this song. Whatever. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come down to take a look, see at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked out tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there anyway? Well, the police I've seen these last 2 days have really been on edge. Don't you got enough to play without worrying about about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor stays in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. Don't say? No, don't that just beat it all? Huh? I've seen the red breeze blow at her neck many a time. I said at that day too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it too, I reckon. What does that mean? And the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So Miss Starr wasn't mistaken? Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you gotta let that bull go where it will. And sometimes you just gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. Ugh, I have a bad feeling about this. Hey, you stole that from Star Wars. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Woo-wee!
February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Courtroom Number 9. I'd like to resume.
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Okay.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue. Your lips are purple. You're sweating bullets.
Sweating bullets!
That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over. Your back is bent. Can't be. This can't happen.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well, then, I believe it's time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Further excuse me, knock knock.
Oh, it's not Angel Star, it's someone else, but...
Who's there?
Whoa. With that organ music. What's with this guy? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Hey, the temperature rose 5.2 degrees when that man came in. Emma, I don't think that temperature has anything to do with the man coming in to the room. Who on earth is he? And...
Ah, it's you.
And why are you giving me the eye? Hello, sir?
Ha. Heh heh. Sorry I'm late, Luigi. The rounds were picking up. It's just me. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, hey, Udgy? How you been? Swim much these days? Hello. No, I've been busy.
Oh boy, some of the best personal themes from the game belong to, of course, Jake Marshall and Damon Gant, by far. Damon Gant has, like, this organ pipe music. It is just really something else.
Busy smizzy, Udgy. My boy, you have to make some time to relax. Yes, indeed.
Udgy seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you?
You're right, ho. The attorney, I've heard good things about you, son.
Thanks?
So sorry about our little worthy getting you all that trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly.
This guy and his swimming. Little worthy?
Mr. Wright. You don't know the district chief of police.
Chief of police?
He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
Stop glaring at me like that.
Name's Grant or Demon Grant. Pleased to meet you, everyone.
It's Gant.
Damon Gant. So, what do we owe this honor today? Been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worthy here. Look at that poor fellow. I just thought I'd come to help out and bring this.
Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime scene occurred, this guy was really wearing that muffler.
But to think that it was stuffed in the exhaust pipe. Oh, little Willie's car, no less.
Huh? What?
It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. Well, what's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Rebel.
Objection. Chief, What kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear you. I'm telling you to wait! Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistake in that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime I had... Your head in the clouds because you got the award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words.
This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at that blade of this knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open it for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore.
Yeah, but what if I cut my finger? I wouldn't be able to point it at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. And now to wait. The game is doing itself. Jeebers! Ah, don't scare me like that. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. This dark red stain. Blood? Found at the crime scene, wrapped in the switchblade knife. Found at the scene of the crime, wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. Huh. A small tag attached? We're gonna have to look at that later. Added to the court record.
This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police, and this knife. Ha! Sure. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Witness testimony.
Department in disorder.
This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between the knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation.
Why?
A detective was killed at the police department, see? What a mess.
Another detective?
The time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh?
5:15 as well?
Not officially linked to this case, so I can't talk much about it. There. That was a murder at the police department, a detective. The hush-hush information, Aji. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Objection!
Objection. Wait a second. You said 5:15? The exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
Rebel.
Order, order, order. Anyway, we at the department were all fussy today, as you might well assume. We're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department's situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
Two detectives killed at the same time in two different places. The chances of that are really slim. Scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness.
Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand.
What does this tag say? There's a small tag on the knife. It says L cell 92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure. It reminds me of a similar code. DL6. Maybe it's a case number? That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again?
The napkin note?
SL9.
Yeah.
No, doesn't ring a bell.
There should be a note on the found at the car trunk. That guy.
No, this was all that was in that muffler. Oh, but you mean the memo?
Yeah.
Well, 6.
If you put it upside down,
Yeah, hold on a
it
moment.
says SL9.
221 SL9. Oh, I see now. Yeah, I get what you mean.
And what day is it? It's the 23rd, which means the crime happened 2 days ago. So that is referencing the date of the murder.
Well, we know at least about something. There is a connection.
Correct.
Objection!
Wait a second.
Aha! At last, an honest-to-goodness objection.
I forgot to say objection, but whatever. This knife. This has something to do with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Aji? This is great.
Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was written on the body of the victim.
What is this? 6 minus 7s. 12-2.
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside.
The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up and upside down like that one Diana Ross song. But really, but turn it around and what do you get? Do 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 do. Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
SL9. That's the same thing that is written on the knife's tag.
Rebel.
Order. Well, Chief? Oh well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto.
Huh? I win? What game is this guy playing?
The knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the Department Police evidence room.
Hold it! So this knife was stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder, it was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, little worthy. It's a murder weapon as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved.
So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. Hold it! How can you say there's no connection?
Oh, because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Righto. You understood? Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that the two murders together. Ties the two murders together.
Whatever it is, I better find it and get to the bottom of this. Two detectives were killed at 5:15 at the prosecutor's office, one at the police department. I can't beat the coincidence. But that knife, what was it doing there? I better check this knife out. Hold it! So this knife was stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder.
Oh wait, we've already gone through this, never mind. Hold it! Something happened at the police department too, huh?
You got a good look in your eyes there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Why didn't you ask? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter. I understand. You were busy, what with Lana's case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Goodness. On the same day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department?
That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Edgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator? You didn't have a suspect? Do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto?
I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case.
Aha! Good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only.
Well, we know where the victim was found and when the victim died. Maybe how the victim was killed?
Yeah?
How was the detective killed?
How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife.
A knife?
That's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that's exactly the same.
What do you mean?
There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death.
It seems like I'm gonna have to press this a little bit harder. Ba-da-ba. Well, we know when the victim died. I guess where the victim was found, maybe? So, tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found. But I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room? Wait a second. I have heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now?
This knife is evidence in the case that was stolen from the department's evidence room.
There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get to testify about the details. Blah, blah, blah. Whoops. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
Hey, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright.
The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room.
Not to mention the victim had on him a case number of the knife's evidence tag.
And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for this to be a coincidence.
Huh. Scary.
You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the little tricky part. Hasn't been announced yet and all.
Can we get the information unofficially? Oh, you goofy Phoenix.
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really? Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay?
Hold it. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh well, guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Well, we know that he's a detective. No.
If we get the ID number, we're basically getting the name. So I don't think that's the one.
Well, what does the gender really have to do with anything?
I don't think it does. And the blood type might, but I don't think gender has to do with anything.
Okay,
See?
so you're not going to believe this, but... Okay, how about you tell me the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who he is from that.
Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all.
We'll keep a lid on the ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842-2189. Well, that's quite long. And we had to renumber these and it drives me nuts. 82. I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
The ID of the victim at the police department. 5842-189. Why was I thinking about 8675309? Darn you, Jenny. Oh.
Looks like it's Goodman's ID.
Yeah, this tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Maybe.
It has to be what I think it is. What does this mean?
Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID on the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
Take that!
Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
Don't remind me of the prom night joke from Mighty Number 9. That was one of the worst pieces of advertisement ever. No, I just got confused.
And this is news.
Huh?
Just come out with both guns blazing, like you always do.
The police department, the prosecutor's office. 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh ho, is this yours?
No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. Have you seen the problem here yet?
Detective Goodman was murdered twice.
Yes.
And this means what exactly?
At 2 different places at the same time. Huh?
Wait, the ID numbers we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. I've forgotten.
You didn't even get the first number right. Again. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189.
Objection! Wait a second, Wright. What does this mean?
Mean? That's what I want to know. The 2 ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that?
Ah ha ha ha. Sharp as a tack. Righto, sharp as a tack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot.
Yet a detective, Bruce Goodman, was also killed at the police department in the evidence room at the exact same time.
Objection. That's impossible. So what are you saying is the same person was killed at the same time and in completely different locations? Order. Chief, what does this mean? Objection. No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, wait a second. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait! I said wait! Or didn't you hear me? This oversight, the grave error. Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare! We informed you yesterday.
Oh boy.
I believe it was our Officer Minkins who brought you the news. Officer Minkins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha!
Excuse me, but is this Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir. At the request of Chief, sir. I've got a report, sir. You didn't mean him.
Wah.
According to Minkins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said that report had nothing to do with Lana's Sky incident. Detective Bruce Girdman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on top of the report. Gah! Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if the officer was capable of making the connection. It seemed challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence of duty on your part, Mr. Edgeworth. Objection, but sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then I...
Huh. Scary.
No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy?
Dang.
What? Now that the second rule of investigation of evidence law,
Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's,
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence must be presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence used to the court before the trial. The report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright-O over here. Good job, Wright-O, my boy.
I was just doing my job.
No.
Rebel.
It seems we have come to the end of the trial. I know you went through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. It's the last thing I do. You'd better get results this time, really. You have my unprofound apologies. Sir, my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I didn't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day, as prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Finally, to be continued.
This is a very messy case.
Yeah. So far we got this one detective seemingly killed in both the prosecutor's office and at the evidence room of the police department at 5:15.
Yep.
How are we ever going to prove that what's going on? I don't know. But what I do know is that I'm just going to have a little break until like 3:25, if that's all right.
Sounds good.
All right.
Talk to you then.
Talk to you then. Huh. Shibbity whoop. I forgot my thing. Still doing strumming. Yeah. All right. Excuse me. All right. Okay.
All right. How was your
All right.
break?
Yep. Huh?
How was your break?
Pretty good. Just got me a little drink of water, went to the restroom, and came back here.
I got burritos.
Ooh, nice burritos.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about doing that sometime tomorrow or the day after. Wait, not the day after. Either Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Thursday. There we are.
Is there a burrito place you like?
Oh, making my own kind of homemade burrito kind of thing.
We had some frozen ones from
Eh,
Jose's, but yeah.
I usually like to make mine out of, like, cook some turkey stuff out of it. Usually, I, let's see here, just like, makes, like, get some turkey meat, put it on the pan, do stuff with it for at least like 30 minutes until it's done and so on, and then just put it on one of those ordinary burrito bun stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Anyways, writing the data. Whoopsie. I forgot to put on the gameplay channel.
February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright & Co. Law Offices.
I'm Mr. Wright, so what's exactly going on with the case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 o'clock p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's office parking lot, and the police department's evidence room. What's this in the evidence room part? Prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. Well, that's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do this. She's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Oh, Phoenix. You poor naive fool. Don't be so sure, Miss Wright. Huh? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us.
February 23rd, Prosecutor's Office. Underground parking lot.
You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? No, it's only our victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it.
That oil drum. Was it empty?
Brimming with water. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was blood on the floor or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Hee hee hee. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? The situation calls for one thing, and that is... luminol testing fluid. Blood tester. Okay. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me, why do I have to do this? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You have an extra pair of those things? Whoa. It's gone ultraviolet. Wait, no, wrong one. It's like going into a 3D movie theater with those, or something. I don't know. Oh, the Virtual Boy. That's what it was reminding me of, the Nintendo Virtual Boy thing where everything gets red. Anyways, to test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this, see? Press the A button to spray it on. Okay, let's find out some blood stains. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, this is a blood stain? It's so, Emma, you're shaking. It's just this is my first time seeing a real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a blood stain. But doesn't this something about strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course? What's odd about this, scientifically? Big amount. I mean,
Yeah.
isn't there a huge lot? Perpetrator and Detective Goodman. Huh?
He bled out, right? That implies that there's going to be a good amount of blood.
Yeah, well, if he was stabbed through the heart, I mean, there's a chance that he could have probably gone inside of the car, because I've heard that bleeding out, when you bleed out, then bleed in when, or at least when you're struck with a knife, and the knife is removed, it's kind of a difference of blood, so to speak, but it's basically if you stab a guy and the knife remains in the chest, there's not as much bleeding as when the knife is pulled out, or so I've heard.
I believe it.
Right? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman, but Detective Goodman here, right? The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at all the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, then there have to have been more blood than this. Hey, Mr. Wright? I'm going to mark up the floor plan where we found the blood when we found the blood stain, okay? See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. Testing fluid luminol. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. So let's drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah. Feels like we're really investigating a crime scene now, doesn't it? Guess I should give this a spray on anything suspicious. Lunch, lady.
Ah. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box.
Miss Star.
You only trust your own eyes, hmm? Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house.
Sorry, it's just that kind of lead in. It's just that kind of lead in doesn't really get my mouth watery.
You certainly put me in a tight spot today.
My apologies, Miss Starbutts.
No, it's okay. It was my fault.
Oh, we know.
I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry.
Sorry, you lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable.
Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events from were different, I still saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and his testimony still stands. I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman.
You know, this photograph has something important to tell us. But what? So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr?
Yes, long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal when they faced me, they coughed it up.
Puffed it up?
They confessed.
Ah, I see.
They babbled like babies. You know? I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too.
Huh. I wouldn't doubt it.
Every day I drag the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the Cough-Up Queen.
Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning from your lunches. And you were let go or fired? Blah blah blah.
It's all because of that case. Then the File
The
9
SL9.
incident. The SL9 incident.
SL9? Wait, does she? She doesn't mean. What do you think about this?
The SL9 incident? It's written on that knife. And on that note, Goodman. Goodman was the head detective on that case, you know.
Really?
The knife was evidence from the case, the murder weapon. It was due for a transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL9 isn't over. Not yet.
Do you think you could tell us more about the SL9 incident? Making sure. Okay, I have to do this again. Blah 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 blah. I have to present to you both pieces of evidence because why not? Son of a gun, I thought that was it.
Think about it, you couldn't have taken that picture from the guard room. But even I get flustered sometimes.
So you went straight to the scene of the crime?
I rushed towards the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder. That's when I took this photo, yes.
In other words, 5 minutes after the crime?
Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were.
The 5 minutes weren't the problem, Miss Starr. You lying was the problem.
Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before. And I wasn't gonna have it disregarded again. Just like that time.
That time. There we are.
That incident really opened up my eyes to the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable.
Disposable to who?
2 years ago, it was the biggest case I've ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence.
So they didn't solve it?
On the contrary, it was solved quite plainly. The criminal was caught and executed.
Executed?
Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. Doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was, they never did find decisive evidence. Not a shred.
What? But the criminal was executed, right?
on the basis of evidence of a sort. Made up evidence.
What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence?
The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with the case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others fraud, or others found themselves out of a job.
And you were one of those?
Myself and one other person you know well.
Wait, could it be?
Exactly. Detective Jake Marshall. Oops, I meant Police Department Security Detail Officer Jake Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigated that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined. And then it was over, and he was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, neither have I.
You haven't forgotten SL9?
There was another side to that case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us.
Wait, those lunches you sell.
There's only one reason I came to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate.
This star's old boyfriends. How many does she have anyways? Just when all the detectives in SL9 have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection.
So, Brookie,
What?
it seems you're serious about investigating this case.
Yes.
Then you should take this.
A Salisbury steak lunch?
I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat.
Steak lunch. Ah, it's for Officer Marshall. Miss Starr? Officer Marshall, is he your, are you his... Are you going out?
Why do you want to know?
I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago, when he was helping my sister through cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold.
Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were. Nothing more than that.
I see. Thank you, Officer Jake Marshall. Moving. See here. Thought he'd be there. Let's go to the police department.
February 23rd, Police Department, entrance.
It's even busier here today than it was yesterday. The detectives are running around so fast they're blurring. I suppose it makes sense. The detective did get killed here after all. So, the evidence room, the scene of the crime. According to the pamphlet we got at the front desk, here it is. It's like a kid at an amusement park. Oh, a real crime scene. Let's go take a look.
February 23rd, evidence room, entrance, guard station.
I got a feeling I know who the guard is. What's with the decor in this place? It's very eccentric. According to the pamphlet, this is the guard station for the evidence room. So beyond that door is the evidence room. The scene of the crime? It sure seems that way. Oh. What's wrong? It's those cacti. They're so prickly, so imposing. It's hard to think straight. You can't handle the cacti. Stay out of the desert. I was just thinking about that line before. What I want to know is, if there is a guard station, where is the guard? I have a feeling I know who he is already. I'd have sure bored him. Oops. Wow, we got a reaction. There's clearly blood. Huh?
On the cactus?
Yeah, apparently, on the cactus. There's clearly blood around the spines here. This room's pretty messy. Someone must have tripped over something, landed their head around these spines. What the heck, Phoenix? I think that might be more painful than being murdered. Alright, I was just being bored. Let's examine this. The evidence room is beyond that door. Let's just walk in. Oh, what open? You thought it open? I think we need someone's permission to go in there first. Well, nothing to do but go outside.
February 23rd, Police Department. Entrance.
This place is charged with frantic energy as always. Hey,
Please.
pal. Huh? Wasn't that?
One steak lunch, please. Oh, it's you.
Detective Gumshoe.
Now it's time. No time for chit-chat, pal. I'm a busy man. What I really need is a steak lunch from Lunchland.
Oh, you mean one of these? Actually, it's not for sale. Aw, poor Gummy. I think I heard the sound of his heart breaking.
Now's no time for despair. We've caught our criminal. Now we just need evidence.
The criminal? You mean?
You heard about the stabbing at the police department. Evidence room, right, pal?
On the same day that it blah 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 blah.
The biggest scandal to hit the station in ages. Everything topsy-turvy.
But Detective Gumshoe, who was it?
Listen, pal, all I know is I need a steak lunch patrol. Or pronto. Standing around here making talking isn't gonna fill my belly.
Wait, don't leave.
You wanna know more? Head down to the detention center, pal. Questioning should be over, so I figured he's down there having a good cry. Later.
He ran off to the evidence room. Well, this investigation is off to a running start.
February 23rd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Wow, everyone looks deadly serious around here. Well, there was a vicious murder of a detective down at the police department. Yes, but the same detective was also killed at the same time in the prosecutor's lot. Ugh, it makes my head hurt. Well, first things first, let's go check out the police department crime scene. Yes, you sound dead set on investigating. What? Do not mess up or we could wind up dead. I doubt anybody wants more mysteries or dead bodies around here right now. It doesn't look like anyone's gonna help us much either.
February 23rd, Detention Center, Visitors Room.
Still, I do feel better about things a little. I mean, they caught the person who stabbed Detective Goodman, didn't they? Yeah, I guess they did. Let's not go far down that road right now. Things will just get confusing.
Win!
Oh, don't worry, that's just an annoying sound effect. Ow, my ears. I'm going to hate this case so much because of that stupid siren. I'm turning it down. Alright. That should make it so I don't have to get... Just to let you know, that stupid sound effect is going to be happening. So, in my defense, I'm going to have my headset like this for the rest of the duration because of that stupid siren effect of this stupid character. Good. What was that?
Sir, what I'm saying, me, a perpetrator? I'd say I was perpetrated against, sir. That's what I'd say. Hi, greetings, sir.
Wait, I know who you are.
Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises?
Oops.
No, sir. I'm not, sir. I'm a lost patrolman, a little lost lamb, sir.
Basically, she was like, are you basically here on duty or whatever? And that's his response. Oh, I get it. You're here to deliver reports?
No, sir. How should I say this?
Wait, he isn't, is he? You, Officer Meekins. You didn't, did you?
Perpetrator after Officer Minkins reporting, sir.
What? Now this is an unexpected turn of events.
Sir, I'm a patrolman of General Affairs, sir. Sir!
Oh, I can hear you quite fine, Officer Meekins.
I had some business that day, sir, so I went to the evidence room, sir. The guard station in front of the room was empty, sir.
So normally there's a guard at the evidence room?
That's right, sir. Because evidence is kept in the evidence room, sir. Now the security officer was none other than Officer Marshall.
Marshall?
Then, sir, I happened to glance at the security room monitor. That's when I saw him, sir. A suspicious person in the evidence room. A suspicious person, sir. A suspicious person. Wowie, yowie, 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 yow.
What the heck is this guy doing? But what happened then?
After that, sir, everything went white. I saw red. I blacked out. And when I came to, I was here, in the detention center.
How long were you out? Days? Might I ask, what happened to your hands?
Sir, there was no one to bandage me, sir. So I did what I could to wrap it up, sir.
Bandage on his hands. Just like Miss Sky. And yet another similarity between this case and the one at the prosecutor's office. First things first, tell us how you hurt your hands. I don't mean to pry, but you are the perpetrator, correct? You killed Detective Bruce Goodman in the evidence room, right?
Sir, please don't look at me with those sad puppy dog eyes, sir. Do you have to have me labeled as perpetrator or victim, sir? Then label me victim.
I would, but you happen to be in detention, and the life at that. I mean, it's close to 5th period already.
Ah, yes, well, that's true, sir, but I suppose you could say that.
Did you know the victim, Detective Goodman?
Well, sir, if I had to label him as a stranger or a total stranger, then I would be leaned heavily on the total stranger side.
So you didn't know him?
Sir, I work in a tiny department, devoid of light of other creature comforts. I don't know any detectives.
So if he was a total stranger, why did you stab him?
Sir, I had no intention of killing him, sir, none. Nor do I have an intention of killing him, sir.
At least someone around here is more confused than I am. About your hands, did that happen during the course of the crime?
Well, you see, sir.
Don't you think you should just confess?
But sir, but there was nothing I could do.
Nothing you could do?
Sir, to tell the truth, sir, when it happened. When the detective pointed the knife at me, I just hollered, sir. And the next thing I knew, I was unconscious.
The next thing you knew, you were, huh?
Then when I opened my eyes, I was alone in the evidence room, sir, all alone. Alone, because Detective Goodman had disappeared.
What?
When I looked down, I was gushing blood from my hand, sir. Oh, the shock. Oh, the sorrow, sir. Can you imagine how I felt?
The victim's body disappeared? That's some story. I mean... Let's see here. Why don't you present him with something?
So, showing him confirming that it was Detective Goodman might be good, so the ID card might make some sense. The other thing that might be valuable is, this is a weird one, but this game's weird sometimes. I was thinking about Miles' trophy. We don't know how it broke still, but we know that it was here, that it was broke. So, I don't know if Meekins has any knowledge on that.
Let's see about the ID card first. Do you think you could take a look at this?
Hey! That's it, sir. That's it. That's it!
That's what?
My head was blank until this very moment. But, sir, now I remember. I remember, sir. You mean
you remember what happened?
Correct. That card there. That card was the cause of it all.
This ID card?
Exactly, sir. That's exactly it. Nothing could be more correct, sir. Nothing.
I'd better pry into this one a little deeper. Can you tell me what it is you do remember?
Well, sir, you might say I'm a lost patrolman, lost little lamb, if you will. I didn't know Detective Goodman was in the evidence room.
That's why you thought he looked suspicious?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked the man to show me his ID card.
Well, that sounds pretty much... Well, that sounds pretty much by the book so far.
That's right, sir. That's what I've been trying to tell you.
So you asked Detective Goodman to show his ID card. What did he do?
That's the thing. Suddenly he pointed a knife at me.
What?
Sir, I assure you I was flustered as you are right now. So I whooped and leapt at him.
Detective Goodman pointed a knife at him?
Do unto others before they do to you. My father's words, sir.
What happened then?
Well, my eyes, sir. Everything went white. When I awoke, I was here.
Right. So, Officer Meekins, why was it that they arrested you? What do you mean, Emma? Let's look at what we know. Now, Officer Meekins didn't know Detective Goodman, and the victim who he met at the scene of the crime didn't show his ID card. In other words, we have no way of knowing if the victim was really the victim. And if this body just disappeared from the evidence room, we don't even know if anyone actually died.
That's it, sir. That's what I wanted to say. That's it. I did say something along those lines.
Huh? But you still ended up here?
They told me that it had to be him, sir. On that day, at that time. Detective Goodman is definitely in the evidence room. That's what they said.
But you don't remember the events clearly?
No. But the videotape is quite clear.
Huh? Videotape?
From the security cameras. The crime, my crime, the crime I swore to stamp out. It's there. It's me. It's on tape.
And you waited until now to tell us this?
I'm sorry. Really sorry, sir. I'll hand over my badge. I don't deserve it.
No thanks. I have my own. Well, I guess we better go check out the crime scene.
February 23rd. Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Hey, Mr. Wright, look who's standing at the Chief of Detective's desk. It's Police Chief Damon Gant.
And you're sure this is all him? Are you sure this is all? You know what it means if there's anything missing.
Sir, it's most likely totally perfect. We checked all of his drawers, lockers, garbage cans, bags, coat pockets, hats. Under his seat cushion, behind his computer monitor, inside his personal coffee machine.
I see. Well, if anything does turn up, you call me right away, deal?
Yes, sir. We've scoured the place against sir. The Chief of Detectives looks a little flustered.
Ha! Righto, my boy. How have you been? Swim much?
Oh, Chief Gant reporting for duty, sir. Why are you saluting him, Mr. Wright? Oh, sorry you had to see that. What exactly did the Chief of Police want you to do? Well, see over there? That's Goodman's desk, in a nondescript area. He wanted me to check it out for anything that might be a clue. They took away every last piece of garbage in the trash can. So nothing belonging to Detective Goodman is still here? Of course not. Well, except for this. What? You kept something? Sure, why not? It's not important. He didn't even finish writing it. It's a lost item report, but it's only half complete. Lost item? Did Detective Goodman lose something? The date on it is February 21st. Better make a note of that just in case. Goodman's lost item report. After a document dated 2/21 can only be submitted to the Chief of Police. We should really get back to investigating the police department crime scene. Whoops. I think I wasn't supposed to do that yet, but whatever. Is Edgeworth going to be okay?
Oh, were they? You know. They're doing a little injury committee with him.
Inquiry.
committee with him.
Sounds like an inquisition. Like the Spanish Inquisition? They never saw that coming.
Yep. Well, they had no end of trouble with that boy since last year.
You mean the incident on Gourd Lake?
It doesn't look good having a top prosecutor sit in the defendant's seat, does it? And you got someone else found guilty in that case, right, Righto?
On Karma.
A legend was undefeated for his 40-year career. But in court you fixed it, so he was caught with forging evidence.
Wait, I didn't do anything wrong. He did forge evidence.
In any case, in the prosecutor's office is a bit turmoil, you might say. Why, they just about anything to restore their reputation. Now, depending on that inquiry committee decides, it could be bad for Worthy.
What?
Downright odd, I tell you. Detective getting killed on the turf, too, I mean.
You're being the prosecutors, I assume? Scientifically speaking, it's impossible.
Yes, but that's what the evidence is saying. Goodman is stabbed in
two locations at the same time.
Thank you. That's what it says.
What evidence is this?
Now, Righto, I can't give away all our secrets just like that. And this in particular, well, it's a little sensitive, but I can't talk about it.
I wasn't expecting much anyway.
You know one thing I hate most of all? It's hiding stuff. Secrets. Can't stand them. But you know, full-time job, just keep him to the chief detective's top trap check.
Ah, he was the one you were picking on earlier?
Huh? You saw that? Whoops.
I wonder what it was he wanted the chief of detectives to do, blah blah. Actually, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor.
Huh? Well, I thought the day would come when Righto asked for me to help.
Hold on a moment. There we are. I was wondering if we could investigate the evidence room. Huh.
Now, Righto?
Actually, I'm sorry. I didn't need to investigate after all.
Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man?
Huh?
Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give him $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's content. Knock yourself out.
It just goes to show you never know until you ask.
And as for you, you can borrow this.
Oh, hey, this is a detective's ID card, isn't it?
There's a special card for geniuses, so don't lose it.
She is kind of a genius, but I think you mean guests. Yes, sir, it's an honor.
You just run along now and do your best now. Later, folks.
Hey, hey, looks pretty cool on my lapel, doesn't it? Just think, a real ID. You seem happy. Yes, sir, because, sir, we get to go into the investigate evidence room now, sir. I think this place is a bad influence on the girl. The evidence room is beyond that door. And here we have the ID card from Chief Gant. Let's just walk in. Come on, open. The card reader is turned off, see? What's that security guard thinking? Howdy, partners. Well, what's made my Bambina's sky so gray? Officer Marshall. What does it have to be him? What's that? What does it have to be him look for? As you may have surmised, this here's my saloon. We're here to investigate the crime scene. Yeehaw! That card you got there on your chest. That's better than a sheriff's badge in these parts. Yeehaw! Well, what are you standing there for? Get along, little doggies. Crime scene's awaiting. Beep! Looks like the card reader's on again. While we're here, I was wondering if we could ask you some questions? Sorry, cowboy, but I got no mind to tingle with you hombres. You're busy then? Did I say that? I only said I didn't wish to speak with you. Actually, you said you had no mind to tingle with us hombres. That smell. Reminds me of Texas. So, Officer Marshall, you're from Texas? No, I just saw a special on television the other day. Is this from my baby? Yeah, Miss Starr. Wait, what's this? What's wrong? A fillet steak lunch. I see. I don't see. I wonder what it means. Steak lunch given to Officer Marshall. Alright, Bambina, you win. Finally, it seems like he's willing to talk. After wolfing down that steak. Officer Marshall, you're in charge of security for the evidence room, right? You got good eyes, partner. It's an easy job, and I'm grateful for it. Actually, Officer Meekins at the detention center told us. That poor little doggy? Poor guy keeps getting his name wrong, calling him Meekly. He told us something. He said that when the stabbing occurred, you weren't there at your station. Well, maybe I shouldn't be telling you this, but since I got demoted from detective work 2 years ago, well, it might not look like it, but I lost my fire for the job, you know. So, what were you doing around 5:15 when the murder took place? Well, I reckon I was galloping down the highway on the back of my steed Zippy. Note, he was riding down this highway on his horse named Zippy. There's no need for people here anyhow. These newfangled machines do a bang-up job of keeping an eye on the place. You mean the security camera system? I don't take to machines much. Kind of like that stewed broccoli they sneak in next to your steak, you know. Miss Starr told us something. She said that you were a detective until 2 years ago. It was always my dream to be on the Rawhide Wrangler on the scene of the crime. That's all gone now, like a drinking hole in a prairie fire. You're still investigating the SL9 incident with Miss Starr, aren't you? That was my case. It's all solved in the record books, but it smells like a bad game of poker. Can't let it go. That's all there is to it. What kind of case was it anyway? We've heard the name so many times, but no one tells us what actually happened. There are some things you're better off not knowing, Bambina. Anyway, that case is officially dead as of 2 days ago. 2 days ago, the day of our case. That's right. The evidence transferals. The Drift was talking about that. The transferals, too. I know what maybe 2 of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, me and the machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. Easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones Officer Meekins mentioned. Nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. Now for Sir Meekins and Detective Goodman. Are they on those tapes? I reckon they might be. There's a security guard, and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you need an ID card. Let's see, ID card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID that passes through. So this is the ID card record. Hey, I've seen that somewhere before. Sorry, Bambina, I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record just now. I've seen that number before. Maybe there's some way I can prove that this record is tied to the stabbing. Sorry, but could you explain what this whole transferal thing was about? We could only keep evidence from solved cases in this room. They're kept here under the presiding detective's supervision from 2 years. So we can reinvestigate them if there turns out there was a mistake, see? So what happens to the evidence after 2 years? It goes to sleep forever in the underground vault at the county sheriff's department. That's what we call transferal. We do it every February. I see now. Transferal is like a funeral for old cases. 2 years after a case is solved, it goes forever. Dead. Never to be reopened again. Never to be reinvestigated. That happened to SL9 2 days ago. See this? This is the victim's ID card. The one that was on the ground in the parking lot? The number on this is 842189. Officer Marshall, show us that ID card record again.
Yeah, it's at 514. There's another guy that was at 450 and 4514 as well.
Yeah.
Unknown. Likely Lincolns, right?
We have some unknown ones here, so... Look, the fourth number. It's a perfect match. It was used at 514, right before the stabbing. What's more, there's only one of them cards in the world. So when this incident occurred, Detective Goodman was in the evidence room. But wait, what did Officer Meekins say?
Sir, I entered the evidence room and asked for the ID card.
Blah, blah, blah. Guy showed his knife. If he had his ID card then, why would he have pointed a knife at Officer Meekins? Right, compadre, you win. I guess I can give this ID card to... I guess I can give you this ID card record. ID card record. IDs of all of those who entered the evidence room on 221. I've got an idea. Maybe I should show this list to the other people with IDs here. The sheriff's back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in the evidence, but the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. This is neither Wild Northwest here. But that and this are two completely different things entirely. I guess so? Huh? I'm lost. Evidence can where this guy.
February 23rd, evidence room, Sector 3.
It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really it really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. Eek!
Whoa.
Slap. Sorry, I thought you were a ghost.
I wouldn't recommend round smacking ghosts on the head, pal. So is it true what I heard? Edo, please do look. I'm like a selfish man. Heck, if anyone asks me, sir, can I borrow $50? I give him $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room.
Yeah, it's true.
So, Chief of Police Grant.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah. You loan anyone $50? Even me?
Oh, so that's what you were talking about.
Actually, I was put in charge of the investigation for today.
Just for today? Boss for a day.
Well, guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're the boss for a day.
Gee, thanks.
First of all, you want to hear this.
Evidence room floor plans. Scene of the stabbing of a detective at the PD. Alright, since it's about that time as usual, let's have another break and we will continue at 4:28.
Alright, sounds good.
Oops. I was not supposed to go out. Hey there.
Hey.
Alright. Sorry about that. Had to go to the restroom for a little bit. Back to the case on hand. So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for today?
That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here on the police department.
But if you're boss, are you alone? Or your underlings?
They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial.
In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation again.
I'm adamant, though. I'm going to take control and put this case to rest. By my own evidence locker now.
You have the locker in here too, Detective?
Of course. I'm a detective after all. Gave me a locker that only I can open, pal.
Only you can open?
I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens.
So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the Inquiry Committee now, right?
They're trying to figure out who's responsible for this mess up in court yesterday today.
I see.
Guess this is what you call fate. Miss Edgeworth just can't get away from the case.
That case?
Yeah, that case. The SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edward.
Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case?
This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every lock is fixed so only one detective can open it.
Using their ID card?
Well, that's the thing, pal. The heat card's been lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already.
That sounds like a lot.
Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand.
Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint?
Exactly, pal. The lock for each locker is encoded with fingerprint. And the only locker we can open is our own.
Ah, I never saw that detail on the right of that locker. Oh, thank you for the follow. You'll follicate. Thanks for the follow. I can't pronounce that, it's a little bit hard. Funny, they look like normal lockers.
These are the latest models. There's a trick to the handle, see?
Handles?
The other side of the handles is a sensor. The wrong person touches it.
Does that... you get a shock?
Yeah, if that would happen, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There's even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks.
Evidence locker. Only a signed detective's prints can unlock it. Indicator lamp lights up when it's open.
Like the Goodman's note and the switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone.
Because of the SL9 connection?
That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, 2 years ago. That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared.
But why would evidence from that case turn up now?
I guess it's not over, pal. Maybe there are some loose ends left on that case. Now that was a bloody violent case.
Violent? So it was a murder?
Serial killing.
Ooh. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all.
But the killer was a mistake. The killer made a mistake and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him.
And this was 2 years ago?
That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight. Started the rumor mill.
Rumors about forged evidence?
It was supposed to be all cleaned up, the transferal the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman.
Huh? What do you mean?
Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see?
So, that switchblade knife. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker room himself? Right? Whoops, I forgot. Time for a lookie. Whoops.
Communist.
Time to look. Turn it. Let's slide to the right. Huh? What in the world? What's this? Blood? It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other blood stains left in the room? We should use her testing fluid to check it out. Oh, right. I forget how this works. Here we are. What? Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch this spot if he fled out the door. This just might be something significant.
Hey. That's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal.
What? This? It's called luminal testing fluid.
Where'd you get your hands on that?
Huh?
I'd like to get some too. Borrow $50 from the chief.
Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. I knew it. This is someone's right hand print.
What?
What's the matter, detective?
This locker. It's mine.
It's yours?
Please. You have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise me to testify that I wouldn't harm a fly. Do that for me, won't you, pals?
This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans.
Count on you guys, believe me. I wouldn't hurt the police. You can't trust the police.
But... What? But you're a detective! Ooh. That must have been one messy pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, detective?
Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman is actually an alien.
This proves that something really happened in front of this locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans.
Hey, if you don't want my opinion, you shouldn't have asked.
What's this? Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe?
There you go, pal, making fun of me. Some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case.
You mean SL9? It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove. Tagged evidence from the SL9 incident. Extremely thin rubber glove. What's down here? Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps?
There you go, pal. Making me out to be some kind of hooligan. That's apparently from the case.
The case?
SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on the pieces there?
Another piece of SL9 evidence. I guess I'll take a closer look. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before whatever it is was broke. Want to try to put it back together? Like Humpty Dumpty?
Hey, good luck, pal. It's no job for amateurs. Well, I spent a good 3 hours in that before I had to give up.
That's why I always carry around a type of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting rest in place. Mini game time.
Those are big chunks.
See here. Man, this is something different on the DS version. There we are. Huh, that's strange. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing.
Yeah, I got that far too in 2 minutes myself. Problem is finishing it.
Were some of the pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with.
Bill. Doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar.
I kind of understand how it got broken. Unstable jar. Jar piece back together from fragments found at the crime scene. Pieces missing. Look, this one's open. The bright indicator light above the door is lit.
The locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprints.
Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that?
Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it.
It's empty. You must have taken the contents elsewhere. Oh yeah, I forgot. Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing.
Ah, I heard the rumors. Those Goodman who came in here at the time of the murder. Waha! Wow.
What is it?
The second number.
It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe?
Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
That second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth.
What? Updated. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room?
Hey pal, look at the time.
Was there something you needed to be going to?
Just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna give them the report for the day. My help, you know.
Reports? You mean the note written on the back of the flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems?
Hey, it's Mr. Edwards talking about here. I'm sure he can get used to a report like this. I believe in it.
Who needs enemies when you've got good friends like Detective Gumshoe?
I'm off, pal. Later.
I should probably see what Miss Edgeworth has to say, too.
February 23rd. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Ah, guests. My apologies.
Oh, it's you.
Have we met somewhere?
Huh?
Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long.
Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand.
Right.
Yes, the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry?
I am.
By the way,
But
Detective Gumshoe was looking for you.
ah, yes. He brought me this latest information, it seems.
Really? Was it helpful?
Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me somehow.
The real info is on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing is really taking a toll on him. So, how did the inquiry committee go?
Actually, they decided to treat this as a case of concealing evidence. Try to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communication error during the investigation.
Concealing evidence?
Yes, apparently there are some who believe that I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again.
Again?
I've heard them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago.
Are you okay for the trial tomorrow?
Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However,
Something happened?
he gave me control of the investigation over the police department.
The police department?
Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the Chief of Police Gaunt. I can do nothing but wait for his results.
I see.
Why, I ask you, why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still.
Well, I've never seen him this out of sorts.
I know you probably got a hold of some information already, right?
It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in.
You are the man who achieved the worst memory of my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later.
You must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. Oh, right. I better check this out now.
As I was saying, What's this? A record of ID card usage?
Edgeworth, you went into the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less.
Yes, that's true.
Why, Mr. Edgeworth?
Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go by Chief Gaunt, no less.
The chief of police?
He wanted evidence for a case that wrapped up half a year ago. He told me he wanted to keep it there in the police prosecutor's office.
But it was solved, right? It would have been if the evidence was already filed.
Chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on that day of the stabbing, I brought this back there.
Can I ask what kind of case it was?
I can't say. It really has nothing to do with the current case.
I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Screwdriver evidence from past case of Edgeworth. Brought back to his office by Gant's request.
Stubborn as always, I told Liv this has nothing to do with the current case. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was Deputy Chief of Police at the time, Damon Gang.
That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then.
He was a top officer, and it was my first time working with him. I was nervous.
Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why a deputy chief of police on the investigation.
True, I use slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murder. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. When we won our guilty verdict and the killer was executed?
Wait, you didn't?
Of course not. I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do not have a code. I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something.
My sister? What?
If you were still studying forensic science.
Huh? Yes, of course. Why, just today, Mr. Wright and I were just using this.
Luminol testing fluid, huh? Well, you might have a use for this.
Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints.
Been chemically treated for better adhesion.
For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know.
I have no say in today's investigation. Do as you will.
Edgeworth, I'm really...
No need to thank me. Yeah, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everybody involved.
Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprinting scent. Look, I found prints. No, fingerprints. I'm not buying it. Oh, darn you, Animaniacs, you got that stupid joke in my head. Recovers fingerprints from handprints for comparison with fingerprint file. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember seeing a suspicious handprint somewhere. Well, I guess ours gone. And so is Jake Marshall.
February 23rd, Evidence Room, Sector 3.
Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood and the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. Right, let's get started. First, choose a fingerprint. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different handprint. But let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Oh, this where I should have done the fingerprints joke. Let me show you how it's done. I'm starting to get that sparkle in your eyes. First, we sprinkle the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do we do that? With the A button, see? Ah, looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. And this used to be a touchscreen, no less. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? How do we do that? With the X button. Exciting, I know. It's just like, it used to be like blowing through the microphone like a birthday powder. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. Might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. Those are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. Riveting gameplay. So, what do you plan on doing for the rest of the day afterwards?
Too much. I'm trying to read through The Lost Hero by Wright. It's like the sequel series after the Percy Jackson series. So I'm probably going to get pretty close to the end of that one today.
Ah.
What about you?
Streaming something else and then just probably going to the park.
Nice.
Ah, you did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigations. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints? Look at the locker door again closely. Seems like there are other fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. I'm also planning on getting doing like some chicken for grilling some chicken for dinner. And that's pretty much all. I mean, for dinner, yeah. What do you have planned?
For dinner?
Yeah.
I don't. I think for dinner, we're going to have leftovers.
Nice.
Which is probably nachos.
Cool. Okay, I guess that wasn't it.
Is there something that's supposed to happen? That
Well,
looks like a pretty good fingerprint.
Yeah, that looks like a pretty good fingerprint, but apparently that wasn't good enough. So that's why I was trying to keep going with the conversation, because this is kind of excruciating to do.
Oh, okay.
There we are.
There you go.
Yay, a print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. Though we're not done yet, that is quite a process. Well, there's no point in finding a fingerprint, not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess that makes sense. I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. Point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? What am I supposed to do know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bloody handprint and the fingerprints are in the different places, right? That must mean the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Well, of course. Yep, here he is. Man, the UI for this, though. Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking so what. Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta go, roll with the punches, get to what's real. Might as well jump. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there was one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. This is where we got a luminal fluid reaction, right? Right, there was a handprint here. Okay, wanna try using this? There go her eyes sparkling again. Okay, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but we have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me. Anyway, we must try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hands.
So are we gonna try the locker? The door?
No, around this handprint. Keepers is hard to see. That's right. Oh yeah. So I heard a few days ago that Tamatonga of the Hawaii family is now in the bloodline, and they kicked out Jimmy Uso.
So I got a question about that one. The Usos are kind of confusing to me. So
Yeah.
it's Jonathan and Jimmy, right?
Yeah. Well,
Jay.
Jimmy and Jay.
Okay. And Jay is the one they kicked out previously? The one who went
the one that was the eater, yes.
Yeah.
Jimmy was the no-eats.
Yeah. So both Usos now are out of the bloodline?
No, both of them were in the bloodline, but they're now kicked out.
Yeah.
Jay was a year earlier than Jimmy.
So the Usos have potential to come back as a tag team.
They have the potential, yes, but Jimmy's currently on SmackDown while Jay's on Raw. Or is it the other way around?
Jay's on Raw.
Yeah, Jay's on Raw, Jimmy's on SmackDown.
Right.
Anyways, let's see here. That doesn't look like it. Nope. Nope.
No.
Nope. Definitely no. Nope, not at all.
That
Oh,
one looks very, very close.
looks like it might be his.
Yep. Looks like it's Marshall.
Hey, these fingerprints, whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints on a bloody handprint left in the evidence room. The print has been wiped. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma. This is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminal reaction. The blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh. So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? Looks like our investigation is finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you call decisive evidence. I don't believe it.
It feels like Angel Star and John Marshall might have committed the crimes. To get back at Miles.
Yeah, who really
Hopefully.
knows at this point? Okay, so let's see here with how things are. Oh god, I remember the trial. Okay, so from the way things I remember about this upcoming trial, it might look like it's going for this upcoming trial. It might take a day or two because of something seriously stupid.
Complications? All
Well,
right.
it's not really obligations, but it's not much of obligations, more as what will happen in the trial. I mean,
I said
gameplay.
complications, as in problems that come up.
Not so much as something gameplay wise.
Okay.
And it's going to be something so stupid that the trial is basically elongated because of this certain kind of evidence that will be shown during the next trial or so. It's probably one of the worst parts of this episode by far because of how annoying it is.
All right.
I'm not sure if we'll get. I'm not sure if we'll finish the trial the next time we stream, but it's just going to be something of an annoyance. So, yep. This has been Dry Oasis. I've been your host, and these have been my two co-hosts, Kirby and Zerlek, like usual. You have anything else to add, Kirby and Zerlex? Pio, Pio. Yep, even Kirby admits that the next part is going to be a little bit annoying. And do you have anything else to add, FuzzyCow?
Not yet, but I'm sure we will next time.
Alright, so this has been Dry Oasis. I've been the host here, and yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. Right, so as always, you can follow me on X or Twitter. Twitter. Follow or subscribe to me on my YouTube or Twitch. Follow me on Twitter or X, or donate to me on my Patreon. And let's see here. Who am I going to? There's someone else rating an attorney game, so I'll let that go by. And I guess I will see y'all later.